Veselowski here with another lesson for you today on my arrangement of Trouble by Coldplay. As always, playing my HG60 Timberline harp guitar, best, most affordable harp guitars ever. So let's hop right into the lesson. This song has a capo, 3rd fret. We're thinking kind of G minor, B flat the whole time here, but I'm going to say everything relative to the capo. So tuning for the treble strings, it's good old standard tuning, E, A, D, G, B, E, except capo 3rd fret. So you should have sub bass strings. We're going to have G, A, B flat, D, or sorry, C, D, and G. Okay, now the very start of the song, basic chord shapes, I'm doing a thumb over G, and this is allowing me to kind of get this 7th chord kind of pattern, which is just frets 2, 3, 2. And I'm always going to kind of hammer this note on out of nowhere. And now I'm just going to have this 4th fret relative. So I kind of get this major 7th chord shape, okay? So the shapes, anyways, it's going to be thumb over for the G. If you can figure out how to do it with the thumb here, go ahead. But I kind of use all my fingers here, so I like the thumb over here. E minor, but we're just going to play the 2nd fret on the D string. And then this kind of B minor shape. Just bar chord. So really slowly, sounds like this. Now here, so that's just 2nd fret on the D string and then open, open, open. And now I play this B minor shape. Now from here, I'm going to have fret 5, and I'm just going to do this double pull off where I go 5, 3, 2. And then I'm just repeating. Oh, I should mention on the E minor one, for whatever reason, I slide into it instead of hammer on. Do a hammer on pull off. I do a slide pull off. Just an ism for me. But if you want, or do the slide thing, whatever floats your boat there. So when I come in with the actual chords, it's the same thing, but I just changed the sub bass. So it's actually a little bit easier than playing the treble strings, because now I don't need that thumb over for the G, B flat note here. So I just add the sub bass. And then I'm gonna go E minor, but this time, I don't really need this note, but I just do it habitually. I just play that low string, open. And this one's a little bit easier too, because now I go to the D sub bass. Okay, so that's our intro riff here. The verse is really similar to kind of what we do in the intro, as far as I just play like the treble strings first, and it gives a good outline, and that allows you to focus on just the treble string parts, and then you add the sub bass strings after. So it's a good song for just kind of understanding how to kind of connect the 2 dots. So anyways, I'm back to the thumb over G, and that's just grabbing fret 3 and 4. Now I'm going to use that to voice lead into my E minor shape here. So I'm just going to put my middle finger still on the 4th fret, ring finger on the 5th, pinky on the 5th. Okay, so now we're going to go into this D minor 7th shape here. So relative to the capo 7th fret, and that's going to be fret 7, 7, 7, and then 5. Have to do a little bit of math there. So we have, so you can see I'm kind of anticipating the melody before every chord. So it's like I'll play, this one's together. Now I'm going to anticipate here to lead in. Now I'm going to this F shape. So a little, open G first. So we kind of get this 6th chord thing happening here, where I have almost the same thing as this E minor. I'm just doing a thumb over F, so that's fret 1 with my thumb, and then skipping the A string and fret 3, 2, 1. And I'm gonna and that's kind of into this A minor and then A sus thing. That's fret 2, 1. So we have just let it ring out. Now this time I'm gonna take like I'm doing a G bar chord, but this time I'm still gonna do the thumb over, so I'm gonna have fret 5, 5, 4, 3, but I'm gonna go. Now I'm gonna play the A and D strings together, then G and B strings together. Bass chord. Same anticipation melody. Then we're back to the that again. This time, when I come into the verse, I'm just going to add the sub bass notes in, so I don't really need this thumb anymore. And I'm just starting with the open string, so when I play this, I'm literally just playing strings 4, 3, and 2 open. That actually makes a nice chord just on its own, so there you go. I'm going to still do that E minor thing that I did, but this time I'm going to go to my low bass string. So remember, it's kind of a G minor, but we're thinking E minor. So it's a little bit weird when you're thinking of sub bass strings because you're thinking of an E minor chord here, but a G sub bass string. So as long as you know basic theory and how to transpose with the capo, you'll be fine. If not, just follow the video and play along. So anyways, we have this. So this time, like I said, I'm going to play that same chord that we had before, but now I'm just playing the sub bass string here on the low string. Now sub bass string again. Now here, even though in the song it goes kind of lower, just for sake of simplicity, I can do that F here. If you feel like tuning that your A here down to an F, you totally could, and it would work awesome. I was thinking about doing that, I just didn't. So this time I go to my C sub bass here, so we're thinking C minor, like A minor shape here, but C chord. So I don't know, kind of weird. Anyways, okay. So really slowly for that second half, I'm gonna have, or I guess the second verse. Now we're going to do the same G thing that we did before. Bass chord. Now this time when I do the anticipation melody on this D minor here, I'm going to take frets, I guess 6 and 5, and I'm going to bend up so I kind of get this country sounding bend. So it's going to sound like this at first, but I'm going to bend that up a half step. It's supposed to kind of emulate the voice going from like a... I'm not a singer, so you get the idea though. No. This kind of walking melody that happens with the piano riff in here. That's fret 5 and 4, and that's just going to be on the 2nd string on the 5th fret, and then 4th fret on G. So I'm going to have this. Okay. Now my caught in the middle, which should actually be on the first verse. That's just that same A minor shape with my C sub bass. Just all 2nd string there. So that whole verse should sound like this. Okay, so that's the whole second verse. Every verse is really close to the same, just like the little subtleties in it, which I'll kind of go through. I went through the first two verses, there's only one verse left. Chorus. So now we do another little kind of key change thing here, where now we're going to think C major instead of a C minor, or what we've been thinking of as an A minor over here, goes to this like A major, but I'm going to play it over here. So I'm going to have frets, I guess, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yay, 7! I can do math. 7 and 6. So, yeah, just a little side note here. I don't know about you other guys when you use a capo. I pretty much think within the confines of the first 3 frets, maybe 5 when I'm using a capo, and then like anything beyond that, I think of the true fret. I guess I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but it makes my life easier. Anyways, 7th fret relative to the capo, 6th fret here, and I'm going to play that with my C sub bass. Now this part's kind of tricky. I'm going to play that 6th fret still on G. I'm going to play the open A string here on just my treble strings. Now this is kind of weird. I'm going to move that back, but as I'm doing that, and I move this back at the exact same time, I'm going to hammer on this 2nd fret. And then I move that same octave shape, and I do that in one move. So I'm going to have this. Now when I get here, that's just an open B. I'm going to wrap my thumb over on this 2nd fret. I'm going to have the 2nd fret here on B with an open G. Now here, I'm going to jump to my lowest sub bass string, and I'm going to hammer on from fret 2 to 3 with that open G string as well. So I'm playing G and B over here. Now I'm going to go, and then I've actually played that note. So instead of doing this, the reason I do that is I want those 2 notes to kind of clash with each other. The other reason is it buys me a second to get back here, and to me it just sounds a little more smooth than go. For whatever reason, I just think that has a better resonance. So we have second time, same thing, just the rhythm changes slightly. So this time, instead of just, now I want to go open. So okay, third time, same as the first one. Now I'm going to stay here kind of in this A chord. I got this A6, I guess C6. Same thing that we did on that D minor 7th chord here, where so fret 5 and 4 to 3. So I'm going to have five and 4 here with the low sub basic. Okay, so the whole chorus. And I just did it. Back to this. Okay. The only thing that changes this time when I go into this verse, when I get to the end there, I'm just kind of strumming this chord against this D minor shape, or I guess D major. So I'm going to have fret 3, 2. I'm just stretching my pinky to the 5th fret. This kind of idea. And then we're back into normal. Now this time, I'm going to play that open G, but now I'm going to go to the first string when I do this riff. So it's just the melodies changing. I'm adding the 9th here. So there's a lot of adding the 9th and the 7th and sus stuff. It's one of the things that makes a song sound so euphoric. And then we're back in. Now we have walk up to the chorus. And that's just open B, fret 2, 4, 6. I do that with just one finger so I can lead back into the chorus here. If you like to play it like this or with your pinky here, whatever's easiest for you, man. So we have this once we get out of the chorus. Chorus is all the same there. Nothing too crazy. There's no variations. It's played exactly the same. We come out of the end exact. Okay, and now we're into the, I guess, segue to the bridge, which is also the outro of this song. So, segue to the bridge here. Sub bass. I'm gonna just be playing this B flat sub bass, and then I'm gonna have my E. If you feel like doing that, which I do at the end of the song, and then D. So chords, kind of cool. We got this sus2 sound over this B flat here, which is, if you listen to my music, I use this shape all the time. Just has a little, I'll try to always find inversions because it sounds a little more dissonant, a little more tense. So fret wise, that's 9, 7, and 10. True frets 12, 10, 13. I did it, math. Anyways, I play the chord and I do this same strumming pattern in my version of Fake Plastic Trees by Radiohead. Instead of just doing like a complete backbeat thing, I kind of get this, I try to get like a washing strum where I go. I try to almost block here and then pull back on an upstroke, but you can kind of just strum it. So I get that idea. So anyways, chords, I do the same thing when I go to my E sub bass here, but I just take my ring finger off, so I leave my first finger and pinky down. Now, we're going back to that minor 7th shape with the D, but I'm gonna have this open B string this time. So that's fret 7 and 5 right here on G and E, and then open B string. This cool 9th sound again, and that's going to be fret 7 and 9, and then this sus4 sound where I'm on fret 10 and 12. So on that D shape, and we're just playing this 4 times, so it's going to sound like this. We do that 4 times. Okay, now the actual bridge part of the song, we don't even touch the sub bass strings. I'm starting with this E minor 7th shape, so just open strings, so open E, D, G, B. I'm going to slide in to the 3rd fret here, to an F sharp minor 7, and then I'm going to go, and this is a G major 7. So open, slide to 3rd fret, bar across the 2. If you want to use your thumb over, go ahead, whatever's easiest. And now I'm going to play this 4th fret here, and that's going to be the same. That that thing that we did at the start of the song. And now we're back into that F sharp minor 7, but I just slide from a half step back. It sounds a little more human. So instead of I just add little almost the same thing next time. Now I want to go here. This time I'm going to fret 4, 3, 5. Still G if you want the thumb over still, or here, whatever. And then we're back to the first one again. So we should have this so far. Now when we go here, I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, so all I'm doing is hammering on that second fret. I use my middle finger just, I can get a little more attack. You can use your first finger, use your pinky, it's up to you. And then we're back to that end part. So when I get here, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So if you remember, we're just back to this part, so if you remember what I said there, you could stick with this E here, or you could go low here. In this song, it doesn't go low, but I figure it was just a really easy variation to throw in between the two parts there, and just change it up a little bit more since it's the end of the song, makes it a little more boomy. So we have... and then we just end on that chord right there. And voila! You've learned Trouble, my arrangement of Trouble by Coldplay. There you go. Okay, have fun with that.